Good morning, guys. This is Kathy with Kincaid Special Creations, coming to you at the end of my another in my Halloween series. Today I'm going to create a witch's hat wreath. This is a form that you can get at the Dollar Tree store. I also purchased 6 of their rolls of mesh, 1 of tulle, and this is some burlap that I had in my stash. I wanted to put the burlap down so that I would have a solid back behind the mesh and the tulle, because I didn't want anybody to be able to see the wires. So here I am, just cutting me down a couple of pieces of material that I will then make into a triangle shape. And I love to work with burlap. It is just so awesome. And I was lucky to have that big piece. I really enjoyed being able to do that. So here I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more so I have plenty to work with. And then I'm going to wrap it over that triangle shape. Try to cut off the excess, however much it is that you don't need. You don't want to bulk up your stuff. You just want to have it good and covered so the lines don't shine through it. It's really easy to do. Burlap cuts really nice. Now, using the hot glue gun on the burlap, you must be very careful because it does have holes in it. So if you're not careful, you will burn yourself. But it sticks real good, and it really sticks real good to itself. So if you put hot glue on burlap to burlap, it will hold its place very good. So finally, I have the approximate size I need. So I'm going to just take me some little dots of hot glue and stick that frame down in place first so it don't move around on me. Because last thing you want to do is get everything exactly the way you want it to be and then something move around. So just tack it real good. Like I said, burlap is really good, and it seems to hold to that metal really good with just that hot glue. I'm using a Sure Bonder glue gun and glue sticks. Tim bought me that for my Christmas present a couple years ago. I have still, he bought me a box of like 50 glue sticks, and I've still got probably a good third of those left with all the projects I've been doing. Now I'll probably have to buy some later, but it's just a large glue sticks. I would like to find me one of the little precision tip glue guns. And here I'm making a long line against that thing and just putting that burlap down on it. And then you'll see I take my scissors and cut it down so, again, it's a more manageable piece of usability, so you don't end up with a big old bunch of bulk. Even though it's on the back and it'll be hanging up against your wall, you still want to do a pretty good job. And it don't take an extra second to cut those extra little pieces off. Just take your time putting down the glue. The Sure Bonder glue gun is either you can use it without a cord. It's battery charged, so you can take it off and use it. But it does cool down relatively quickly. So if you don't put it back on charge, it will. You can also take the charging cord out and put it right straight into the glue gun and just use it like any other glue gun. So if you're looking for one, they are a little pricier than a regular glue gun you can get at Dollar Tree store, which works just as good. They're just not as hot. Probably a good thing. So there we go. There's my little triangle piece of my witch's hat, all done. And this is what they call creepy cloth. Also got this at Dollar Tree store. I chose to get the black. I look and I was like, oh no, I don't really want it to be on there show through like that. So I decided to tie a knot, and I'm going to twist it like a candy cane. Didn't like that idea either. So you'll see me take it back off and cover the whole thing in the creepy cloth. Oh, here is my tulle that I was telling you about. This is a black tulle with white spider webbing on it. And when they put it in those things, they expect it to stay. And tulle, if you've ever worked with it, is like mesh. It will stick to itself immensely to start with. So then I decide, well, I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to spread it out and cover the whole thing in that black creepy cloth. So I'm just wrapping it around to see, make sure that I got plenty. And it did take to put the coverage on that I wanted, that entire thing of creepy cloth. You can get creepy cloth there in the black or white. I'm not sure if I've got any white. I've got another project in the works that if I did, that would work great. We'll see. Then you just make sure that you got all of your burlap covered. And you'll still be able to see some of the burlap through. That's why you put it on there first. Now you could use anything. You could just use ribbon and wrap that like I've done my other wreaths in the past. That would have worked nice too. If you have material of some sort that you like real well. These are just ideas. You do not have to do it exactly the way I do. I'm just showing you the ideas that I come up with, and to hopefully give you some inspiration, because a lot of ladies on the internet give me inspiration all the time. These wreaths, I watch a couple of ladies called the Crafty Cousins. If you get a chance, I'll check them out. They are so good with all kind of crafts, but especially their wreaths. They do a really wonderful job. So if you get a chance, give them just check them out on YouTube. If I can think about it, I'll try to link them, but I'm not real good at that yet. So just search them on your site. Now here I decided wrapping it around was just going to make too many. It was just going to have to be too many wrinkles. So I decided I'm going to cut it in half, or cut it each piece apart, and then put it on there individually. So I just wrap it, put it in a little triangle shape, and then glue it down. And then the next piece will go up just a little higher, and I'll do the same thing with that, all the way till it gets to the top. And that worked out pretty good. I was real pleased with the way that worked out. I'm going to be working on my movie things later today, so I'm going to get this voiceover done and up and ready for YouTube and on to the next projects. Thursday is our live at 7 o'clock. I have a cat meowing in the background, so please, if you hear that, ignore that cat. He wants outside, but I've tried to do this voiceover 3 times, so I'm going to finish it up. He can wait a second, it won't hurt him. So you just continue all the way up, and to see how much nicer that made that look versus just pulling it over and over again and then trying to put enough hot glue in there to make it stay. Sometimes just a little extra patience, which I'm not long suit on, really does do good work. Excuse me. So here we are coming to the very top of it. I'm using a little piece of that burlap. It worked out really good to put that hot glue down with. It didn't stick to it. I was surprised. I thought it would. And there we go. There's that part of it. We'll glue that little piece of creepy cloth at the top of it, make it a finished off point. And there's that part. Look how cute my workstation looks at that point. You'll see here in a little bit, I've got paint and everything else on it. So now we're going to take this mesh in orange, purple, and black, and some chenille stems or pipe cleaners, whichever one you call them. Back in the day, we just called them pipe cleaners. But that's when people had pipes, used them all the time. So I guess they had come up with another name to get you to use them for something else. Or maybe they were always called chenille stems. Maybe chenille stems is the main name and pipe cleaners is the generic name. I really don't know. Sometime I'm going to do a little thing on what we call stuff and what it's actually called, but I digress. Alright, I just loaded it up with a bunch of little pipe cleaners along the line, and then I take my mesh and unroll it. That is a little paper that come inside the mesh. I'm just going to roll it because that's about the right size for my curls that I'm going to do. So I just roll it around, make sure that it's flattening out so it don't. Most of them are basically the same size. Now in the future, I hope to get me a little board and make me a little board that I can do, because that size really did really good with those little curls. And then you just cut it in half, turn it over and cut the other parts off. Then you've got like 8" by 6" little curls that you can work with. And you do that with all of them. And what I did was I rolled it from one side and then rolled the other side in, pinched it between my fingers, did the same thing for each color, put 3 colors together, and then put them in that chenille stem. It just makes cute little curls. And then you just take it down and you just tie it in there. And then you'll do, I think, roughly 6 to 8 on each little section. You'll know, because if you like to have yours fuller, you'll put more in. If you like to have it less, then you put less in. It's a matter of your choice. And here I am. I'm doing it backwards on this one. The first one I had the purple, orange, and black. Now I'm having the black, orange, and purple. That's for the bottom, just to give it a little bit of extra dimension, so there's not all 100% one way versus the other one. And then you've got the whole bottom. Well, I kind of thought that looks cute, but there's not a lot of color. So I decided I was going to go get me some ribbon, also from the Dollar Tree. The one is with bats on it, has nothing but bats, and the other one has witches' hats of all different colors and variety. And then I have an orange and black, I don't know whether it's gingham or buffalo plaid, and then a black and white. So I'm just putting them together, 4 to clip, one of each one of them, and then taking, squishing them in the middle, finding a piece of that chenille stem that I left in there when I was done, so that I can just wrap it around there and twist it in, just in order to give me a little bit of color in it. And I think I did either 7 or 8 sets of those bows on the bottom, just to give it a little bit of a brighter, just made it look brighter. I really liked the way that turned out. And then I think I had 1 set or maybe 2 sets of those ribbons left. And I go and put them on the very top. So you'll see me sitting here just fiddling with these ribbons. And it did make a difference. They are right. That really put a little oomph in that. I'm going to clean up and decorate a little bit for Halloween today and put that on my door. I have my fall one on the door, but I think I'm going to put that one on the door where you come into the house. I think that'll look cute. So if you want to try one of those bows, I mean, it did cost about $10, so I won't say that it didn't. But if you go and buy one of those that look like that, you're going to pay a whole lot more than that. So there we go. That looks so cute. Yes, I'm really pleased with that. So now you'll see me with all these leftover ribbons that I've already cut. So I thought, well, I'll just put those together. Needed 1 more of the witch's hat one. And to dovetail, you just fold it in the middle, cut from the fold to the outside. That gives you the nice little dovetail. And there we put it all together. Put the rest of those buffalo check patterns in there. Squish it together just like I did the other one. And now I'm going to have to use a new chenille stem because, of course, I used all the other ones up on the bottom. So now we'll put it together and just tighten it right across the top of that little witch's hat. And she'll be styling and profiling with this little hat on when she's wearing it. And it's just a matter of just twisting it on there real tight. It'll stay. The thing with wreaths I found is the larger you make them, the more you have to store them. So just put them, if you're wanting to use them from year to year, just put them down in a nice little plastic garbage bag and hang them up on a nail on the wall somewhere, and you'll pull it out when you're ready. So, and there we go. She's all finished. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.